I have another sort of philosophy that I took from hospital, that your mind is like a parachute. If it's closed and you jump out of a plane, you're going to hit the floor very hard. If you jump out with an open parachute, you can control the landing. I grew up in a little village called Newton Moor in the Highlands of Scotland. So I started off with shinty. It was a sport that I took up as a young kid. Usually when you're born in the village, as soon as you can walk, they're putting a shinty stick into your hand, which coincides perfectly with golf actually. My whole life has been about sport. It's been about movement of body, and I remember somebody asked me saying, what have you got out of 30 years of sport? And friendships and community is the biggest takeaway for me. I've had so many health battles over the years, and I try not to be defined by cancer, defined by paralysis, or defined by any sport I've done. I just look back and think that David Smith is somebody who's just a human being trying to make my way through the world, do good things, make people smile, make people laugh, and ultimately enjoy myself along the way. I think golf found me. I was on a trip to Hong Kong, and a guy, Martin Murray, fellow Scotsman, said, we're playing golf on Sunday. And I thought, I can't play golf. I've only got one arm and my body doesn't work, and I've not played since I was a kid. But then there was also that little curiosity of those values, of the adventure, and I thought, yeah, you know what? Yeah, this would be cool. Let's go and try. And I put the ball on the tee, and I remember looking up. I was like, right, think back to young David as a kid playing golf in Newton Moor, and I put it straight on the green, probably 2 foot away from the pin. And then I thought, I've just found my next sport. It was beautiful. Every other shot after that was a disaster, but that one shot was perfect, and that was enough, I think, to plant the seed. Came back, I had more complications. I went in, my cancer came back. I went in for another surgery, which would be surgery number 7. Through radiotherapy again, I was given another opportunity at life. And it's like, so how do I make the most of this? And I thought back to the feeling I had stood on the tee, playing with able-bodied people, which most sports since I've been paralysed I've not been able to do. I can't ski with my friends, I can't cycle with my friends, I can't go out walking with my friends. And I thought, wow, this is something that gives me purpose, gives me meaning to my day, but it helps me build community, which is so important, especially when you're disabled, because you sometimes feel very isolated as a disabled person. And all of a sudden here I am doing what I love to do, which is in sport with people, the 2 things I love most about life. I knew the minute I hit that golf ball that between skiing and golf, these were the 2 things that were going to give me sort of, I guess, a break from cancer, a break from paralysis. And I'm happy it found me. I'll always be very grateful to Martin for taking me to the golf course that day, because that one gesture of him introducing me to the game again has changed my whole life.